Welcome to the Longest Turn Board Gaming Podcast. This is episode 34, The Price is Right. My name is Tyler.
Hello, this is Kevin.
This is Tyson.
In this episode, we're going to talk about the games that we've been playing lately. Then we'll play some Price is Right games we've adapted for board games to test my co-host's knowledge. Stay tuned to play along with us and find out who wins the Showcase Showdown. And for the first time ever in the Longest Turn history, we have two additional co-hosts with us. We've got Ben.
Hey, guys.
And Mark.
Greetings.
We've had both of them on the show before.
Yeah, those are probably our best episodes, right?
That's what I remember, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
I do believe the cooperative episode that I'm not on is our highest listened to episode.
I mean,
so
no coincidence.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
No,
I mean, no, we're just teasing.
Yeah, so Ben's been on the following episodes. He was on Aeon's End, Top 5 Co-op Games, Origins Recap, and To Sleeve or Not to Sleeve. Mark has been on the Carnegie and Moonraker feature review episodes. So we're glad to have both of them back.
Welcome back.
It's a little cozy here in the Longest Turn recording studio.
More so for some than others. Just let the record show.
We have 4 mics and 5 people, so.
Right. We're making it work, though.
But we got some nice ambiance.
But we had the tallest
yeah,
two share a mic. That's how we did that.
I'm curious about the candles. Like, it came down to candles in the recording studio.
Well, we don't have AC or free-flowing air and might get a little stagnant down here. So
this
there's
makes
some
perfect
free-flowing
sense
air.
now. This makes, yeah. It does smell fresh for the time being.
Yeah.
for now.
For now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, should we get into what we've been playing lately?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm going to go first. I am super excited about this game. It is Nemesis Lockdown. It came out in 2022. I backed the Kickstarter, and this was on my Shelf of Shame. I believe it was in my top 5 for the 2023 Shelf of Shame episode. I finally got this out. We thought we were going to be doing a feature review. We did some voting on our Discord, and then some people changed, or
We got
got a few extra votes there at the
surge
end.
by another game at the last
There were
minute.
people that jumped ship
There were-
on Nemesis and hopped over.
Oh,
and
I didn't even notice that.
and jump ship to Perseverance, which is a beast. So
But I'm super excited to play that one as well.
I
Who has
am.
played it already?
Nobody here.
Nobody. Okay.
Yeah, so that is beefy. Nemesis Lockdown was beefy. So I wanted to get it off my shelf of shame anyway. I started learning the rules, the differences from the base game, which I have as well. If you're not familiar with Nemesis, it is a 1 to 5 player semi-cooperative game from Awakened Realms, and it was designed by Adam Kopinski. It is basically Aliens, the movie. Nemesis, the original one, took place on a ship. Nemesis Lockdown takes place on this fort or base on Mars. And once again, aliens start showing up. It does a few different things, but it's a semi-cooperative game where you're trying to complete tasks and escape and make it out alive. One of the biggest differences to me in this game from the original Nemesis game is the power. So each floor has a token as well as the elevator that travels between the floors, which is either flipped on or flipped off. So that floor either has power, or the elevator has power, or it doesn't. The power is constantly turning off throughout the course of the game, and you're trying to keep it on because the intruders or the aliens are much more powerful when you're in darkness. And there's also things that you can only do when the floor that you're on is powered up. And obviously you can only use the elevator when it is powered up. This just added a whole new aspect to the game that I really loved. It made the game that much harder. Just really cool concept. One of the other things that was different that stood out to me, there is a contingency plan that the company that owns the base is going to take to wipe out the aliens at the end of the game. There are different things that you have to survive there. That kind of replaces in the base game you had the destination that you're traveling to on the ship. And certain players might have had an objective to get to a certain location, which could change. So that's a little bit different. There are 3 levels to this base, which is a little different. It's a double-sided board, so there are multiple that you can play more on the surface, and then also the original one, which is three levels. Nemesis is an epic game for me that just creates cinematic experiences. I've got this out to the table. I played with Logan. I've played solo. We played it at game night, 5-player cooperative, which was a little much for a cooperative because you have to accomplish everybody's goals to win. But it felt like
almost did it.
We almost.
No, we didn't.
Well, we found a path, right?
Oh, that's right. I was on the couch. But I died early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we played it cooperatively and not semi-cooperatively because it was a learning game for everybody. So I don't know. What did you guys think about it?
So no, I love the game. I think it's great. There are a few things that bug me about it, right? So the fact that we played for it was about a 3.5 hour game. It was a learning game, so it was a little bit slower than normal. But Ben got knocked out after about an hour. So he was on the couch for, 2.5, almost 3 hours not playing in the game. And that's rough, right?
It was.
For a game that allows that to happen, that's a little bit rough for me,
I feel bad that I didn't swap with you because there's so many rules and it's very finicky and there's a lot to learn, right?
Right.
And so I was orchestrating a lot of things. I wish I would have just let you play for me. But I also got the impression like you didn't really want to be rescued. Am I reading that wrong? Because in the cooperative game, you can revive players.
That is true. Yeah.
So I really did quite like the game. And when I got knocked out, I wasn't sad about it because it was kind of sudden, I guess. So it was... I don't know. For some reason, the experience was great. I really enjoyed it. So I was okay being knocked out as well because I had just figured out how to play a video game on my phone. So nice. I was all right.
But we did feel bad that you got afterwards. I was like, man, I really should have switched with Ben. But
it was totally fine. I was
that's
a big knock for me on the game. It's still I love the game. It provides cinematic experiences. It's really cool, but it's rough. If somebody gets knocked out like that, it's like. Okay, well, go find something to do for a while.
That's not like an uncommon experience, right? I've played it one time, and I've heard other people talk about this game, and almost every time I've heard this game talked about, somebody gets knocked out early on.
Well, anytime you say player elimination in a game, people are like, whoa. Right. That's a negative thing in most cases.
If it had been easier to bring me back, instead of derailing, even making any... you guys had to not do your objectives for quite some time to be able to bring me back, and I didn't feel like that would.
The game is hard enough without having to focus on bringing somebody back.
If it would have been a little easier, then I would have been yeah, for sure.
The base game has the option of when the first player dies, they start controlling the aliens.
That's not in this one?
I don't think it's specifically in there. I don't see why you couldn't add it in and play it the same way.
That would definitely help.
That's one thing to do. So you mentioned getting knocked out early. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Tuesday night, I got home from work after 9. I'm driving home. Logan texts me, hey, who do you want to play as? We're going to play with Mom. So I'm like, oh, I'll be the janitor, right? So we get home. I get home, come downstairs. We start playing. Logan, my son, has taught my wife the rules. And we're all ready to go, right? So Logan goes first. He takes his turn. I take my turn. I added one noise token to one of the corridors, right? Shelly moves, and she had a 25% chance of spawning an alien, right? So she rolls the dice, and it hits. It's the same corridor for the same noise token that I had added. So she spawns an alien on her first turn.
The queen.
The queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knew it.
Yeah. Okay. So second turn, and it surprise attacked her, and she took a serious wound on her first turn.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Second turn, after Logan and I have taken our turns, she tries to escape from the queen, and Logan flips over the attack card for the alien, and it's the queen card that only the queen attacks. And she does she did another serious wound. And then it said, if you have 2 serious wounds, your player dies. She died on the second turn. And I was exhausted and just hysterical. I laughed for like 5 minutes straight, just like belly laughing. And she was good sport about it. Like we were all laughing. It was just hilarious. We're like, oh, let's watch Bad Batch or something and then go to bed. Like it was hilarious. It was epic. This game creates epic cinematic moments. Most of the time they're failures, but they're still fun. Like even the game that we played with the 5 different objectives that we had, we had to complete each one to win the game. We figured out a way that Kevin could do it, and he was really the only one that had to survive.
I had a larva. I had an egg. I needed to go send a signal.
We had to blow up the base.
I had to blow up the base. Yeah, there's no chance this was going to happen, but maybe, right?
But if it would have.
But it could have. It would have been epic,
Yeah.
But that was cool. It's cool to figure that out and see how that played out. Like you said, every game you play is going to be different. It's going to be a different story. I get the same feel playing Nemesis that I get playing Cthulhu Death May Die, right?
Yes.
It's a cinematic game. You can die super quick in Cthulhu Death May Die, and it's, everybody's having a good time. It's great, For me, I would prefer that one a little more than Nemesis.
Yeah, I think so too.
Due to maybe the length and the player elimination, and it's a little bit fiddly. There's a lot of rules, but it gives me the same feel, right? And that's just awesome. Those types of games are really cool.
I'm really excited about this. So you can play this semi-cooperatively. I really like the cooperative. Like
I had fun.
Playing with my wife and my son, we're going to play cooperative all the time. I played this solo and I had a blast with it. It came down to the very end. I thought I had a chance to win, and then I died trying to get into the pod, and then I kept going with all the end game stuff, and it turns out every possible way I could have died, I would have, so I had really no chance. But it was so much fun, and I was over there just laughing. Logan's playing Xbox, and he's like, what? I'm telling him, and he just starts laughing. It's a great game. I have a lot of fun with it, and I'm excited to play it solo and cooperatively with my family. I don't know if it'll ever get to the gaming table again with the gaming group, but it's a blast.
Was this one of the ones that you had on your shelf of shame list?
Yeah.
I thought so, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was on my top
That's why he's
5.
pushing to play.
Yeah. That's why he's got like 18 plays of it in 1 week.
Well, I mean, one
it only
is
takes
enough.
one to get it off
I
the
know.
shelf, right?
I mean, speaking of only taking one to get off the shelf, I got one off the shelf with 1 play, and I don't know that I'll get it played again more within the rest of the year, but I got one off my shelf of shame.
Is it because you didn't like it?
No, I loved it, actually.
Yeah.
I just worry that I really want to play it with more people. But the game that I'm talking about is Gugong. That was the game that was on my shelf of shame that I wanted to get off my shelf for a long time. This one's been on my shelf since like probably 2018 when it came out. But this is vastly different than Nemesis, right? This is not a thematic game.
Are there aliens in it?
There are 0 aliens in this. This is not fighting for your own survival in your life. But the theme, actually, I really did enjoy in this game. It's based off of exchanging gifts in 1570 China. So like you are part of the bureaucracy there trying to gift gifts to one another. But essentially what it is it's a worker placement game that uses worker placement in a way that I've never seen. Instead of having meeples or something like that, it uses cards as your workers essentially. And each round you're exchanging a card on a space on a board to get a different card. And you can only take cards that are lesser value than the card you're playing. So every card has a value from like 1 to 9 on it. And so you're trying to make these exchanges on the board. But I found that mechanic was one of the most interesting ways to do a worker placement, because not only am I trying to put a card somewhere that may block off somebody else's spot, but I'm putting it and I have to choose, am I blocking the spot by placing a value that they are unlikely to play, or am I putting a card that has actions on it that they may not like? So it was really interesting because each of these cards have the ability to do an action on them. One of the actions is going to be the action of the space that you're taking itself, and then each card has a additional action. So you're kind of doing bonus actions. It reminded me of some of the Vladimir Suhi stuff that we talked about recently in comboing and chaining your actions and doing different things in a lot of ways. Because if I can set it up just right and maximize the actions output, I can have this chain reaction effect of getting one thing after the other. And it was really cool. There's like, I think 7 different worker spaces on the board. So you have a lot of different ways to go. And there's a lot of different things that you can do. And it was really interesting. And as a solo play, this game was really fascinating to me because it had a really quick, easy way to play this game. And it was every round, you're basically revealing a card for the solo player, and then it tells you what to do, and it just is this quick upkeep. Turns can be really quick in this game, I think, as long as you're thinking ahead. I could see there being some potential AP problems there if players are not necessarily thinking about what their bonus action is going to be on top of their other action, and then the state of the board can change, so that can make things slow down a little bit. But all in all, I had a really, really good time with this one. I was thinking about this the next couple of days over and over and thinking I really liked that worker placement exchange card and double action kind of mechanic a lot, and I thought it did it really well.
Nice.
Sign of a good game if you're thinking about it for days afterwards, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that you compared it to a Suhi game has me interested.
There's some feel of that. I think this is completely independent. Like you'd play this game and you wouldn't think this is a Suhi, but the fact that it does those combos and you can do multiple things, that's what gave me the Suhi vibe.
Yeah, combos. Love combos in games.
If you're looking for a copy, I may be willing to trade you for something.
I'm looking for a copy to play. And I think there's 2 of us in this group who have one.
Yeah. So I played this, I think it's been about 3 years now. And I played it with Ben once and Logan, and then once with my family. It's a nice game. It's pretty.
The art on it is really well done.
It fell flat for you, though, didn't it, Tyler?
It did a little bit. What did you think, Ben?
I honestly don't remember much about it.
One of the interesting things about the game that is also unique, I think, though, is you have that Emperor track, and you can't actually score any points. You could actually lose the game before the game ends if you are unable to get to the top of the track.
All the way.
I could see that being problematic for some people if you ever like if there's no way to you're out of the running entirely if you're unable to get your meeple all the way to the top of the track.
Imperial Steam came to my mind, and I shuddered.
Imperial Steam is amazing. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's a challenging cornucopia of amazingness.
Yeah, right. Interesting, but I'm interested in. I'd play this one. Yeah, from what you described, I mean, I love worker placement games. The fact that there's combos in it. It sounds like it's worth a try anyway.
Yeah.
And maybe if it didn't resonate with you, Tyler, it could be up my alley.
I think it's got the problem with most worker placement games. There are so many good worker placement games out there that this one had just kind of fallen by the wayside for me. And that's not to say that it's not a good game. It is a good game.
It's interesting you say that, right? And the combos, we have a game of Rajas of the Ganges going on Yukata. And my last turn, it was like, I did one thing, it comboed into another thing, it comboed into another thing. I'm moving up the river, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So the fact that you say there's so many cool worker placement games, the competition's stiff, right?
Oh,
so
absolutely.
If this one doesn't kind of break into that upper echelon, it's hard to get to the table again.
Well, I actually wonder if my experience was colored a little bit by your experience, Tyler, because I knew that you were... You neither hated nor loved this game. It was a game. It was good, whatever. And so I was going into this game expecting it's just going to be okay. And so I wasn't expecting much for it. But when it actually delivered something for me, I was like, oh.
It exceeded your low
that
expectations.
exceeded my low expectations.
I would love to play this, especially if it was on Board Game Arena or Yukata.
Absolutely.
I would not turn down a game of this. I would be happy to play it again on the table. Who's next?
Kevin, you've been playing something?
All right. So, yeah, I have been playing a few things. So I got a Kickstarter fulfilled. This was Astro Knights. And I also got a bunch of Aeon's End stuff in the box as well. It was awesome. I got this huge box. There was like 20 different items in it. It was like Christmas, right? So one of these games was Astro Knights. Astro Knights is the sequel, I guess you could say, to Aeon's End. So it shares a lot of the same mechanics. It does a lot of the same things, but it switches it up just a little bit, right? And I think the goal of what the designers wanted to do with this game was to streamline it and to make it easier to set up and get to the table, right? And I think they succeeded pretty well in what they were trying to get at. So if you want to know how Aeon's End plays, go to episode 9. We do a deep dive into that game and a rules overview and everything. And you'll get a good feel of how Astro Knights plays. I'll kind of explain a little bit of the differences and the differences you'll see in Astro Knights as opposed to Aeon's End. One of the biggest differences is the supply piles. So you have fuel, you have tech, and you have weapons. And in Aeon's End, each supply pile has the same card in it, right? In Astro Knights, you just take this supply pile out of the box, shuffle it up, and then you put it on the board. And all the cards are going to be different. I think there's duplicates in there, right? But most of the cards are going to be different. You flip over the top, that's the card that's available. You can buy it. And then once that's bought, you flip over the next card. It's going to be a different card, which is kind of cool. You have to shuffle every deck before you put it out, but it really kind of streamlines that part of the game. Which was a cool change, and it was a little bit different. And I liked it. The second change is you have these bosses that are like the Nemesis is it the Nemesis? Yeah, which are like the Nemesis in Aeon's End. And the bosses in Aeon's End, you have to have like a 3-tiered deck, right? So it's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. You put some basic cards in there, and then you put the Nemesis cards in there, and then you stack the deck. As you get through more of the deck, it gets harder and harder, right? In Astro Knights, you just have one deck of cards for the boss. And then based on the player count, in the draw pile, you put a certain amount of cards, and then the remainder of those cards go in the discard pile. When you get through the draw pile on the boss deck, then you level up the boss. Some nasty stuff happens. And then you shuffle the discard pile and go through that pile again. Then you level up the boss again. And once you go through that 3 times, you lose. Or hopefully, you defeat the boss before that and you win. So that's different. So it streamlines that piece of it a lot. You just take this tuck box out, you put the deck down, and you're almost ready to go. So That's kind of cool. And then the third thing that I want to bring up is this is kind of an annoyance for me in Aeon's End. When you're done, if you can't use a card, you have to keep it in your hand. In Astro Knights, you can discard anything that you want at the end of your turn.
Oh,
right?
Nice.
Which is, I thought, a really good change. I think that should be in Aeon's End, right?
House rule.
Yeah, house rule. So, all these things together, I think they're good changes. I don't think this really replaces Aeon's End for me. When I was thinking about which I liked better, I think I like Aeon's End better at this point, just because there's so much content for that, right? But they're going to have Kickstarters for this. There's going to be for years and years, right? There's going to be expansions. So I'd be interested, 2 years down the road, once there's a ton of expansions and legacy versions of Astro Knights.
Once you've got caught up on your current content.
Yeah, once I've got all caught up on my current content of Aeon's End, I'd be interested to revisit and see, what do I think between the two? Do I like one more than the other? But
thematically, though, I know that you typically like sci-fi a little bit better. So what about thematically comparing Aeon's End to Astro Knights?
So when the Kickstarter was going on, I looked at the art of Astro Knights and I'm like, this is ridiculous. This looks like so cheesy and cartoony and it's like bright colors everywhere. But when I got the game, I'm like, this works. It's kind of cool. It fits, right, with what they're trying to do. And I didn't mind it at all. So thematically, they're about the same for me, I think. That is Astro Knights.
Nice. I want to try it out. I still need to get my Aeon's End Outcasts played.
Yeah.
But I also want to try out Astro Knights.
I opened up Outcast and I looked at the first Nemesis and it's some crazy bunny.
Yep.
And then somebody in our Discord, I forget who commented on that. He said they got killed by the crazy bunny and it just they didn't want to play Outcasts anymore. So
one might say it's a Killer Bunny.
That's what I was
Now I
waiting
don't
for.
want to play it.
No, I got Outcast out and I was like, this looks a little more involved than the base game. So I'm going to put this back for a little while.
I opened
until
it
I have
up.
more time.
I opened it up and there's like these secret pouches that you open.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is awesome. I opened the box and I showed my wife. I'm like, these are the kind of games I like. When there's stuff that I don't know about and I get to open it up. That's
If I told my wife that, she'd be like, that's nice.
yeah. Have fun with your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Ben, Mark, do you guys have anything you've been playing lately you want to talk about?
Sure.
Just kind of putting you on the spot there. A little
That's
bit.
okay. I pre-thought of it because I thought you would do this. Have been playing a game called Lacrimosa.
Oh,
I cannot tell you anything about. It's
the history and
no. Is it Devere or Devere Games? I don't know how you say
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And they also did Bitoku, which I love.
Yep. And Red Cathedral, which we recently talked about a couple episodes ago.
Same group. So I really like Lacrimosa. I had a chance to play it before it came out. And so I had pre-ordered it and finally got my shipment a few weeks back. And it's just really fun. You're trying to finish I believe it's symphony is the right word, for Mozart. He's dead, and you're trying to now hire musicians to help finish, and whoever finishes it the best gets the most points. I think the theme's fun. I think the mechanics of the gameplay are really fun. Your player board has a spot on the top and the bottom. So on each turn, you choose 2 cards out of I think it's 5 that you're holding, and it might even be 6. But you choose 2 cards, and one goes in the top and one goes in the bottom, and depending how you put them, that's different actions that you get and different income that you'll get at the start of the next round.
That sounds a little bit like
It's like
Lisboa.
that. Yes, it's exactly like Lisboa in that way. Yes, that's what it reminded me of. And the boards are 2 layered so that the cards slide in nicely. And you've got different income tracks that buy different things, and not nearly as complex as Lisboa, but
Not many games are.
similar.
It's a Vitalisera.
Which is probably why I liked Lacrimosa a lot. But I'm a musical person, so the theme was really fun. I really like the mechanic of this card can do 2 different things. Which one do I need it to do this time?
Yeah, dual action cards are the best.
It's really fun. The game feels like it flows very well, which is the same thing that I feel with Bitoku. I feel like it has a very nice flow to it. There's a lot to do, and it's deep and gritty, but there's a flow that doesn't feel fiddly to me.
I haven't seen a picture of the board. Is the board just super busy
like Bitoku.
like Bitoku?
No, not nearly as much. There's a part of the bottom that's sheet music, and then there's a part where Mozart is traveling from city to city. And that's all that's on the main board that I can remember off the top of my head. And then on your own personal player board, it has little slots for you to move your tokens and markers and that kind of thing. And it's dual layered, so they fit in nicely and stay where they are. And everybody has a little player aid built into their board that tells you exactly what you do on your turns and what happens in cleanup phase and all that kind of thing. So I actually think it's a little bit easier to look at. Overall, it's the color brown, but it's not as busy for sure.
What snack did you eat while you were playing? Maybe some cheese, maybe some mozzarella.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yes.
That was a stretch. That one was a
not a
Don't laugh. You're
stretch. It was
encouraging it.
we ate mozzarella for sure.
Nice. While you created Mozart.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
This
Absolutely.
is getting worse. I have real questions.
Can we move
I have
on?
real questions
Has
about
anybody else
this
played
game.
the game?
Because I actually, Ben, I remember when this was being pre-ordered for, I almost pre-ordered this. I'm wondering, is the weight of this, you said it's a lot, it's lighter than Lisboa, but most things are. Where does this fall? Like, is this lighter than Bitoku? Like,
Yes.
okay.
It's pretty easy to pick up in your first play, or
For us, yes. I would not take a newbie and start them with this by any means.
It's no gateway, but
It's not a gateway at all, but it's not medium either. It's medium plus.
Okay.
I'm looking at pictures now. It's very pretty. It's got discs that have music notes on them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
and they fit with the score, right?
do.
Like, and
Yeah.
it looks, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that the theme was really well integrated into the game.
The theme matters. Yeah, it definitely makes sense in all of it. The way with your cards, I didn't really explain what the cards do, but you can either commission someone to write a new piece for you. That's one card. Another card is you perform an aria. Another card is you hire another writer or something like that. So the cards all make sense thematically. Everything is tied together well.
I wanted to play it before, but hearing you talking about it, I definitely want to play it more
Come on
now.
over. Anybody's welcome.
Let's do it.
In my almost new basement.
Let's do it.
Mark, you been playing anything lately?
I have not actually. It's been a while.
We need to get you into some more board game arena games.
We have a game of Memoir going
Surprise.
most of the time, but yeah,
We had one a week. Yeah, this week we did one. I think.
Yeah.
We had a bunch going on for a long time, but it's been a while since we've had them. But
Yeah, we got to get that going.
and for the record, Kevin did very well, and I did not do so well. So
That's
props to
surprising.
him for demolishing me.
well, I just rolled better. You just need to roll better, Mark.
I know
That one time that we all played together, that epic game of Memoir, when you were like our
Overlord
team
or
captain or whatever.
Yes.
first ever. Yeah,
I
first
felt
ever play.
like a soldier in the military, and you were my like trusted advisor, and I had so much like respect and loyalty for you. I still remember how
it was
on the other
really
hand-
just
on the other
Mark
team.
and Kevin playing against
Such
each other.
disdain for
I was just
you.
off to the side moving
Nobody
like
followed
people.
me.
Mark made things so obvious what we were supposed to do on our turns when he passed the cards to us. It was like I wasn't even playing. Mark was just, here's your card. There's the obvious action there. He didn't even have to say it.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I
it
was
Brand
very
endorsement of this game.
And it's
The
funny because-
Overlord scenario. You don't even have to play, really.
Well, I mean, when your commander in chief is just
Is Mark.
on
That was-
spot.
Mark doesn't
yeah,
play the
perfect.
game. Mark plays you.
Mark is the game.
Good job,
I
Mark.
remember that, but the one thing that I remember most about that was not being able to talk to either of you and giving you the card and looking at you with this look on my face like,
Do what you're supposed to.
It's
how can you
obvious.
not understand what you're supposed to do? Like, just, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm asking, pass the M&Ms.
Yeah.
That's all I was getting.
Well, cool.
So I'm excited to get back. Yes.
So yeah, Mark's been missing game nights, some family sickness going on.
Ready to turn that page and have some more fun.
Yeah. Good things coming. All right. One more game I wanted to talk about was Brazil Imperial. This came out in 2021. I believe it was just released in the US. It's published by Portal Games and designed by Zé Mendes. It's a 1 to 4 player city building exploration game with modular boards that have hexagon spaces on them. It is self-described as a Euro X, which is a cross of a Euro game and a 4X game. And 4X is, of course, explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. You take turns doing an action from your player board, much like Scythe. You can't select the same action 2 times in a row. You do things like deploy military units. You buy painting cards that give you special powers and rewards. You're building different types of structures. You're renovating your structures and replenishing them or upgrading them or flipping them to a different style building. You can also do some manufacturing actions, which create some bonus rewards for specific actions that they get assigned to you. Or you can trade and buy resources. This game takes place over 3 eras. Everybody has a mission for each era, and as players are the first to complete a mission in that era, everybody advances to the next era. You're building up your city. You're exploring with your soldiers. There's a little bit of battling. I don't know. I played this game with Ben and Kevin. What'd you guys think of this
Well,
game?
what I was just going to say about the battling is it's that part of it was very much like Scythe, where you could very well have no battles the entire game, but that might be their strategy, so they're battling. So it wasn't a super battle heavy type thing, which for me is good.
Yeah,
The threat of battle.
the threat of
Right.
battle. And Kevin was roaming the Amazon with his soldiers, just pestering.
Right. Yeah, I would say that part of the game is like Scythe,
They're,
as well as almost every other part of the game is like Scythe as well.
So consequently,
As I was playing it, I'm like, I'm definitely getting a Scythe vibe to this game. The top and bottom row action type of things. When you're exploring, you find something and you flip over this tile. It's like discovering an encounter in Scythe. And there's just a lot of similarities for me. Even the way the game ended when you completed the third mission. It's like getting your final star inside. The only difference is everybody gets another turn, and inside it's done immediately. So I'm like, well, I kind of get the same vibe as Scythe.
Yeah.
I would kind of rather play Scythe if I'm playing this type of game. So, that's kind of the feel I got from it.
There are a number of other things. I mean, you leave resources on the tile when you produce them.
Right.
You're deploying military. Mechs.
We had buildings we were putting out on the board too.
Yep. Upgraded bottom row.
Right.
There are a number of things there that
it got some influences.
And
for sure,
I will say,
for
like, the art is beautiful. The components were really nice.
Yep.
I loved how the buildings had
they were quite detailed,
different
really.
number of windows based on what level of building it was that you put out. That was really cool. Just little details like that.
That was cool. Yeah.
So because it's so much like Scythe, I can't see this really getting to the table again. It's a great game. If we didn't have Scythe on all of our shelves almost, I would keep this game, right?
If Scythe hadn't come before, this game would have been amazing. It would have blown up. It would have been
and it's
unique,
beautiful.
but-
And it's got the modular boards like Scythe does. It has pre-set up. Hey, set the map up for this scenario. Really cool. Really nice game. It just doesn't have a place in my collection. So I actually already sold it.
Oh,
yeah.
So you can't play it yet, Tyson.
Well, that's unfortunate because I wanted to say it's like Scythe too.
trust us.
You can buy it. Go ahead and buy it. Go get it.
I've compared like Dead Reckoning to Scythe. There's
That's
a lot
what I
of
was gonna ask.
similarities there. And I feel like this one is even more like Scythe than Dead Reckoning is.
Dead Reckoning has its own, like it's got the whole card crafting system in it that is completely unique from Scythe, obviously.
It's got that crazy, ship that you guide cubes into.
Yeah.
that kind of
Guide
thing.
cubes.
I
You
seem to
drop
recall-
them the same way every time.
I saw Ben play that game.
I seem to recall demolishing you,
There's
Kevin.
little
with my-
finger flips as they roll.
I was trying to make them go into the hole. I was afraid I
where
was
you
gonna
wanted
miss.
them to go.
Yeah.
House rule, closed eyes.
So yeah,
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Throw the cubes from the other side of the room and see if you can make them.
it's a great game from Portal Games. Beautiful. I had a lot of fun playing it. I'm not big on Brazil. I don't have any ties there. There's not
I
really
didn't even remember the theme at all.
the theme. Yeah, just I'm not like if it was space themed. Okay, cool. Maybe I would have kept it, but Brazil, I don't know. It needed to blow me away, and it didn't. And it was too similar to Scythe. So
Did you just say that space theme would have kept you? I feel like you're
Yeah,
the
I
one
got
who
tons
doesn't
of space.
Yeah, exactly. You were complaining like
Moonrakers,
last
Roll
episode
for the Galaxy,
that you've got
Imperial
too much
Assault,
space.
Gaia Project. Yeah, no. But I like that more than some random country that I have no ties to. Like if it was Belgium or the Netherlands, okay, cool, I'll keep this. But
Or generic fantasy, then.
yeah,
Then I'm in.
Sure.
yeah,
Right.
or birds.
Birds.
That theme doesn't do it for me.
Like Wingspan.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's your favorite game.
Or birds.
well, if we're going to talk about birds, that seems like a great place to transition to the game that I want to talk about, Living Forest, which has got birds in it.
Correct.
This is
I think I've played this.
So Living Forest, yeah, it's a game that has a lot of different mechanisms in it. It has deck building, push your luck. It's got a rondel. It's got like a million other different mechanics in it.
Did
But
I have like a little bench that had things on it?
yes,
well,
I think it does.
So
I
the
haven't-
weird thing is, Tyson and I have never played the physical version of this.
we
right?
played this game.
does
a ton
anybody
of
own
times.
it?
Do you own this one, Ben?
Probably. I have a whole forest section of Earth-related games. I'm pretty sure it's there.
So look it up on
Yeah, I'm looking it up now.
BGG and see if you own.
But yeah,
I know I've played it.
the reason I'm talking about it though is it just got a new expansion, the Kodama expansion. So this game is designed by Aski Christiansen and published by Ludonaut. It won the Spiel des Jahres last year in 2022, and I think it was well deserved.
I think,
It absolutely should have won that. And this expansion is the first expansion of the game itself, and I expect that we'll get more expansions for this game as we go on. But essentially what this does is it adds the Kodama in it. So they are forest spirits that are like beings of light, essentially. And what they do is they add different types of cards to your deck that you can now use different actions with them. They have specific symbols on them that these symbols can now be used to do different things that weren't there before. The player boards now have unique different actions that weren't available. On top of that, you can also add, or you have to add in a new like creature into the forest, and it's the dreadful Onaibi. This Onaibi is another figure that goes around the rondella on the board, and it's spreading fire,
which is horrible.
Because like that,
so much fire.
There
in
was
my
so
deck.
much fire in that game, and I quickly realized that I needed to switch to a fire strategy for me to be able to do anything because I was getting burned. But the Kodama cards were really helpful to be able to get those what are they called, the discard tokens that allow you to get rid of bad cards from your deck. So in like every deck builder you have a trash mechanic. In this one, it's the trash mechanic is you have to get these tokens throughout the game, and when you do, if you draw a bad card that you don't want, some of these negative cards, you can use one of these trashing tokens and it'll get rid of that card from your deck. You can get like sort of bad guys in your cards in your deck, which are like creatures, and they'll give you benefits to some extent for purchase power and things like that. And then like the Onaibi will give you just these horrible cards that do nothing but clog up your deck and just are awful and make you bust a lot sooner.
Yeah, one of the things I liked about this expansion is to get the Kodama cards, you have to spend, you have to have enough flowers, right? So it gives, in the base game, that's a win condition, is if you have enough of these flowers, I think it's 12, if I remember right, then you win immediately, or you can win. But then in this expansion, you use the flowers to buy these Kodama cards as well. So it gives the flowers a little bit more of a use during the game, which I thought was kind of cool.
Because I agree with you. With the base game, I always thought that the flower strategy was the least exciting way to go. It's absolutely viable, and you can absolutely do it and win any of the 3 different win strategies of fire, planting forests, or the flower strategy. That you can win by that any way you want. But like, it was the least exciting one for me. This does add a little bit more excitement to those flowers as well. The other thing I really like about it is that if you draw all of the Kodama cards from a pile, each of them correspond with one of those 3 win conditions. And if you draw all of that deck, it makes it harder to achieve the win condition because it increases it to like 15. You need 15 of each of those things to be able to finish it, which I thought was really fun because then it makes this impact of where am I drawing these Kodama from, because I can see that Kevin's going after a planting forest strategy. So let me make it harder for him to do that. I think this is a good expansion that it doesn't add too much more complexity. It adds more depth to the game, and I had a lot of fun with it.
I made that comment as we were starting to play. It's like it's a great expansion. It adds a few things, not overly complex, but it adds enough that it just gives it a different flavor, right? And I love those types of expansions where it just doesn't completely change the game. It adds a lot more of the things you already like and maybe a few tweaks and just elevates it to another level. So I think that's what this expansion does.
Totally agree. And I mean, if this is what we can expect from future Living Forest expansions, I'm excited for this to continue to grow.
Are you guys content to play this forever on Board Game Arena, or should one of us? Oh, Ben has it.
I better look. I probably do. I'm fairly certain I've actually bought it twice because I keep forgetting I have it.
Like if Ben doesn't have it, wait, what?
It's pretty, so I buy the pretty games and then I forget that I have them.
So you might have 2?
I might.
Okay.
I'll have to look at
Then we'll hold off on anybody buying it. But my question was, are you guys content just to keep playing this on Board Game Arena?
No, I'd love to play it in person.
I absolutely would too.
But I think it's a very good implementation on BGA.
Agreed.
And I'm happy playing it there as well. But I mean, if I have a preference, I'm going to play a game with people.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd love to play it on the table.
But it's good on BGA for the sake of, I don't even think I really read the rules too much for this game. Like I read a few things here and there, but I didn't go through them in their entirety. I just started playing this game and it was pretty intuitive for the most part. And so it's not an overly complex game to learn or teach. So having it on BGA, it's almost, not quite, but almost like we've talked about, like Shifting Stones and some of these relaxing games that are just easy to play on BGA. It's almost at that point where I don't have to think too much, but it's fun.
Well, the weight on BGG is 2.18.
Ooh, nice. I like that weight.
So it's very much more of a casual type experience. Yeah, it's not going to be an anachrony brain burner for sure. Yeah.
So that was Living Forest.
Nice. So I think that about wraps up what we've been playing lately. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to play The Price is Right. We've come up with some games that are loosely and not so loosely tied to actual Price is Right games. We're going to play 4 games with our contestants here. The players are going to score points during the course of the 4 games, and then we'll take the 2 finalists, the 2 top point winners, and we'll do a showcase showdown.
Can't wait to see who
For
I'm up
Tyler's
against.
washer and dryer.
Not my washer and dryer, but I will put
Gugong?
nope.
Monster Crush.
Micro macro.
Nemesis.
Nope. Micro macro on the table. Crime City. Yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
Tempting.
Whoever wins is taking it home tonight.
I mean, you had such a glowing endorsement of,
Well,
that activity.
I've played through it once.
Are
So
you
I'm good.
incentivizing me to lose now?
No, not at all.
no,
I could throw in Tiny Towns for Kevin if he
I'm in.
wins.
Oh, Cal.
Kevin?
Kevin,
No,
me and
no.
you. It's a no. It's a pass. Thanks, dog.
Ooh, Ancestry.
I already own it.
Ding it.
Can I have Astra?
Which one?
Astra?
No, Astra.
It's Mind Clash.
Have you played Astra? You haven't played Astra.
All right, so
Astra's
that
good, but
micro macro,
'Kay.
Crime City. That's
Done.
what's
Good.
at stake here. We got to have something there.
Let's
Okay.
do it. Let's do
All
it.
right, so we're gonna play a number of games. Come on down, Tyson. Woo! All right, come on down, Mark, and come on down, Kevin. Come on down, Ben. Woo! You are the first 4 contestants on The Price is Right.
All right, baby. Here we go.
All right, so the first game that we are going to play, you're going to take turns. I'm going to give you 3 BGG ranks of games where they rank in the top 200 and 3 game names, and you're going to rank them from best to worst. And you have to get all 3 correct to get a point, okay?
So we're just putting them in order.
Yep. So do you guys want to randomize this or just go around the table?
Round the table.
All right, Tyson's first. All right, here are your numbers. Your ranks are 31, 183, and 192. Your games, Tyson, are Near and Far, Everdell, Suburbia.
That was easy.
So best to worst as far as rankings go on BGG.
I'm going to say that it's going to be first at number 31, Everdell. Then we've got 183, Near and Far, and then 192, Suburbia.
The last 2.
You switched the last 2.
You switch Suburbia, Near and Far. So 31 is Everdell, 183 is Suburbia, and 192 is Near and Far. All right, Mark.
Let's do this.
63, and these are all randomized, by the way. 63, 143, and 145. I'm sorry.
Oh, boy.
What? Gotta say, Tyler, I like my chances.
All right.
This is looking up.
Ticket to Ride, Europe, Kanban EV, and Dwellings of Eldervale.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Tyler's got his buzzer ready.
I am ready to buzz.
I'm feeling very confident about this, by which I mean I am not confident at all. However, my answers will be for number 63, I'm going Ticket to Ride Europe. For 143, Kanban, and 145, Dwellings of Eldervale.
Dwellings is first, right?
Kanban is first.
Kanban's first.
Then Dwellings, then Ticket to Ride Europe. So that
Outstanding.
was a tough one.
0 for 3.
The trick was it was sneaky because it was Ticket to Ride, and you put a pause right there.
I did.
So
Europe.
Europe's higher
Dot,
rated
dot,
than
Europe.
I think normal Ticket to Ride, right?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel
I'll
like-
have to look that up.
All right, Kevin, you ready?
Ready.
19, 138, and 148.
That'll be fun.
All right, so your games are Welcome to Seven Wonders Duel and Star Realms.
So, Seven Wonders Duel is 19. Star Realms 138. Welcome to 148. Hey! All right.
Kevin has a-
One
Kevin has a
point.
He gets it.
Commanding lead.
Okay.
All right, Ben.
nervous.
66,
Okay.
122, and rank 174.
All right.
Your games are Cartographers, Kingdom Death Monster, and Hadrian's Wall.
Never heard of those ones. You haven't heard of them? Any of them?
I've heard of cartographers.
Okay.
What was the third one?
Hadrian's Wall.
Oh no.
A very complex
Roll
roll and write.
Yeah.
Probably I don't know.
Right
about-
up there with Twilight
Twilight
Inscription, I
Inscription,
think. All right, what do you got?
All right, I'm going to go 66 cartographers, 122 Hadrian's Wall, and 174 Kingdom Death Monster.
Kingdom Death Monster's got to be higher than that.
Yeah, so Kingdom Death Monster is 66, then Cartographers, then Hadrian's.
I've never heard of those last two.
I'm sorry.
Kingdom Death Monster is I've played Kingdom Death Monster.
You've played it?
I have, and
Who owns that?
it was. I went to a board game day at a friend's house. Like it was his birthday, and he hosted a ton of people. And one person there brought Kingdom Death Monster, and it was all the rage at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'll sit down to play the first thing of it. I remember there's a giant lion, and you have to cut off appendages and other parts of this lion that are not necessarily family-friendly parts of the lion. And there's a lot of...
Maine?
No, more than that.
Good guess.
Good, yeah.
It's me. What, Tyler?
But like I played it, and the gameplay wasn't super compelling to me, but the idea that it evolves and you can go and create this whole world, you have your own village and things like that. It's interesting. It's a survival game.
If you have a few $1,000 to dump.
Correct. It's very expensive.
What?
Oh, it's pricey.
All right, we're going to get back to round 2 of Rankum. So in round 1,
Round 2.
it was 1 to 200. In this round, it's going to be up to rank 100. Okay, randomized. Okay, so Tyson, you're first. Let's get you on the board. Number 4, number 71, and number 86. Your games are
I know what number 4 is.
Dominant Species, Eclipse, and Arc Nova.
That's easy for that first one. Dominant Species, Eclipse, and Arc Nova, right?
Yeah, that is incorrect.
No, I'm not-
I know. I'm just
Is it Eclipse 2nd edition or first edition?
Oh, yeah. That
Eclipse
is a good
that came
question.
out in 2011. So I assume the first edition.
First edition. That
Okay.
is important.
I
That
apologize.
is-
Thank you for the clarification.
Okay, so here's my what I'm saying. Number 4, Arc Nova. Number 71, Dominant Species, and number 86, Eclipse. I feel like I swapped them again.
You did switch them.
Yes. I mean, darn.
Okay.
What a shame.
Mark, 6. Number 6, 46, and 81. And your games are Terraforming Mars, Robinson Crusoe, and Anachrony.
Don't let Kevin's opinion sway you on this one because
No hints.
Okay. For number 6, I'm going to say Anachrony. For 46, I will say Terraforming Mars. And 81, Robinson Crusoe.
So close. It was Terraforming Mars was 6 and Anachrony was 46. It was a good guess. All right.
Good guess.
That you can't let Kevin and Tyson's
I said nothing.
I didn't.
impression of Anachrony push it up too
Anachrony.
high.
We like Anachrony better than we like Terraforming Mars, but the
Was
world
not aware
likes
of that.
Terraforming Mars better.
Yeah, it happens to be our number 1 game of all time. Tyson and I. But there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mind Clash fanboys. No, I'm just kidding.
Coming from you. Oh my gosh.
All right.
You have more Mind Clash games than I do.
Kevin,
Okay,
hey,
okay.
hey, let's focus.
Yeah. Okay.
17,
Yes, Bob.
34, 55.
Why couldn't I get a top 10 game? This is crap.
Oh, but you're getting one of your favorite games. Power Grid, Castles of Burgundy, and Barrage.
All right. Castles of Burgundy, number 17. Barrage, number 34. Power Grid, number 54. Hey! Okay, wow.
You did it.
All right, Kevin's got 2 points. Ben,
What?
20,
Okay.
35, 74. Your games are The Crew, Mission Deep Sea, Brass Lancashire, which is the black-covered brass game, and Clank, a deck-building adventure.
You can cut the tension with a knife.
Okay, so I don't really know, but here's my guess. 20, Clank, 35, Brass, Lancashire, and 74, The Crew.
That is...
Is it
No
Brash
surprise.
and
it was
Brass is first, right?
Brass, and then The Crew, and then Clank.
Clank last.
All right, so the scores after the first game are Kevin has 2 and everybody else is 0.
All right.
All right,
We got him right where we want him.
He's in our sights.
we're gonna move into one round of fake names. I'm gonna give you
I like it.
3 game names and 3 descriptions, and you're gonna tell me which game is the fake game.
So we go in reverse order. Start with Ben.
Here we go. So I'll give you the game name and then the description. Hey, Pa, there is a goat on the roof. Players use goat pieces to collect tin cans from the goat pen to score. Game number 2. Devil Bunny needs a ham. Can you reach the top before Devil Bunny knocks you down? It's mayhem. Game number 3. Meowtopia. Players must lead their adorable feline armies to victory by strategically deploying cat towers, toy mouse traps, and laser pointers.
You're trying to tell me that 2 of these are real?
Yes. I did some deep research to find some really...
Yeah, I own 2 of them.
You do?
No.
There is one game on this list that I own from the 4 different questions.
Yeah, which
but-
one is
all
it?
right.
Devil Bunny?
Is that your guess?
No, I'm wondering which one you have.
It's not one of these 3.
Not one of these 3.
Okay. So 2 of these are real games and one of these is fake,
Yep.
and I have to tell you which one's a fake game.
Yep, so there's Hey Pa, there's a goat on the roof, Devil Bunny needs a ham, Meowtopia.
They all sound pretty good.
Yeah,
I
they do.
think the fake one is Hey Pa.
that totally would
The
have been my
second
guess
one,
too.
you have like a pun in there. That sounds like something you totally made up.
All right, so the winner is, or the fake one is Meowtopia.
It is?
Wow, that was good.
Someone needs to make that.
All right,
Well done.
Kevin,
Okay.
here's your games. Devil Bunny Fire Brigade Helicopter.
Sequel to Devil Bunny Needs a Ham.
Helicopter your way to putting out Devil Bunny's fires. It will be infernally awesome. Lord of the Fries. Zombie fast food workers must complete oddball orders with the right ingredients. Or we didn't play test this at all. From zombies to bombs to the card I lose, join the hilarity in this zany card game.
All right. So I know we didn't play test this at all as a game. What was the second one?
Lord of the Fries.
And then the first one?
Devil Bunny Fire Brigade Helicopter.
Okay. I think I've heard of Lord of the Fries. I'm going to go with the Devil Bunny helicopter game.
How are you so good at this?
Kevin has 3 points. All right. All right. Mark.
All right.
Giant Octopus Wrestling Federation. Players play octo punches and tentacle slams to pin their opponents and become champion of the deep sea ring. Devil Bunny hates the earth. You and your taffy-pulling friends must stop the devil who seeks to unleash his nasty saltwater taffy on the earth. Hugger Mugger. Solve word puzzles and answer trivia questions to reveal letters in the mystery word. So you got Giant Octopus Wrestling Federation, Devil Bunny Hates the Earth, and Hugger Mugger.
Okay, you guys. I own one of these, and it's one of my favorite games. True story.
I was going to say, I kind
Is
of
it
wish
Devil
that all
Bunny,
of these existed
or-
because they sound...
One of these I
amazing.
own, and I hunted down multiple copies so I could get copies for my family as well.
awesome.
I'm going to say that the fake game will be Devil Bunny Hates the Earth.
It is Giant Octopus Wrestling
You
Federation.
have Hugger Mugger,
Hugger Mugger
don't
is
you?
awesome. I love Hugger Mugger.
That cracks me up. So I actually have Lord of the Fries from Kevin's question.
That's probably why
I
you
thought I
phrased
had
it.
heard of that one. Yeah.
All right. Tyson, are you ready?
No, not even remotely.
Cows can't dance, but they like to be asked. In this outrageous card game, cows and bulls dance, but only by invitation. Or Unicorn Apocalypse, Battle for the Rainbow Kingdom. Players take on the roles of brave unicorns battling to save the Rainbow Kingdom from an army of evil monsters. Or your third game is Bushwhacking Varmints out of Sergio's Butte.
Unicorns.
Oh, I gotta give you the
I
description.
don't even care at this point. I know.
Make your own B movie using cards with all your favorite Western tropes and bad puns.
That one sounds real to me. It's got to be unicorns.
Oh,
Hey, Tyson's on the board.
that's the.
All right, we got
okay. Good.
2
call.
games down and 2 to go. We got Tyson with 1 point, Kevin with 3, and Mark and Ben.
Not quitting our day jobs.
I think you should be working at the snack bar.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So
Wait,
we're,
this is going to be my new job.
all right, we're gonna play. Do you guys remember the game Cliffhanger,
Yes.
where the
movie.
yodeling
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
dude
yeah.
Oh,
is
yes,
climbing
yes,
up the mountain?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've adapted that a little bit. I'm gonna give you a game, and you're gonna tell me the year that it was published. If it's before the year 2000, I will give you a decade. I don't know that any of those show up, but we'll see. For how many years you're off, you'll advance that far, and I'll keep track. And whoever falls off first, or whoever goes the least amount up the mountain, will win 3 points. 3 points.
Three.
3 points. It's all or nothing for one of you.
Okay.
Okay.
And how far can you go before we plummet to our demise?
26 is when you fall off on the actual game show. What would you guys prefer?
26 sounds good to me.
I feel like I'm going to take a flying leap on the first turn anyway.
25, you're safe?
Let's do it.
26,
26, you're off. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Who wants to go first?
Start with Mark. You
I
gotta
do.
go.
All right, Mark goes first, okay?
Anti-gravity boots are on. Let's do this.
All right, Gaia Project. It's right up there.
How much dust is on that? Let's see. And you're looking for the year,
The
in
year
which
it was published. Yep. Originally published.
I'm going to say 2012.
2017. So you went. I don't. That's the clown music. What's the yodeling music? Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
you're
something like that.
you're up. You've gone up 5 years. All
I
right.
can live with that.
Nice.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Raiders of the North Sea.
Ooh, one of your faves.
Oh yes. Yeah, I got rid of this one.
I'm not familiar with these games as well as other games.
It's not the one that's currently being kickstarted.
Thank you.
I'm going to say 2015.
Um,
Have those games been out that long? Whoa, right on.
perfect.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really long.
It's
Okay,
like he studies this.
Ben.
Well, I have a lot of useless knowledge
Battlestar
in my head, apparently.
Battlestar Galactica, the board game.
I have absolutely no idea.
Wait, what edition?
I've never even seen a Battlestar Galactica.
The this year edition. I don't know.
This year?
I did not look at the page. I just randomized them. and
Battlestar
I don't have all the
I think I know
information in
this
front of me.
Yeah. 2011. Is that the one you're thinking? Or are you thinking the...
I would say
That's the one I'm thinking. For
it's the original published date.
Okay.
So,
So-
there was a new updated version that just
That's
came
what-
out, but,
updating the one from 2011. I'm going to just say 2011. I have no idea.
2008.
that's
so
what I would have said.
Only three off?
Every one of your
Three
guesses,
off,
Kevin,
all right.
I've been one off of your guesses, so that's not great.
okay, Tyson. Race for the Galaxy.
I know this one too.
2007.
Nice.
Oh,
Well
perfect
done.
bid.
Well
all
done.
right. Yeah, nice.
Yep.
All right.
Mark. Aren't
Mark,
glad they
back to you.
invited us? Aren't you glad they invited us?
warm body to occupy the seat.
All right. Mark, on Mars is
2021.
Oh, so close. 2020. You lose 1 year, so you're down to 19. All right, Kevin. Tzolk'in, the Mayan calendar.
All right, so that's an older one in board game years. Tzolk'in, I'm going to say 2011.
You are 1 year off. It is 2012.
Oh,
I would have got that
The
one.
Mayan calendar.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'll take 1 year. That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
not bad.
All right, Ben.
One I've heard of, please.
Twilight Imperium 4th edition.
When I first started following BGG, the number one game was the Twilight Imperium. And that must have been somewhere around,
This may not be the same edition you're thinking of.
my best guess is going to be 2010.
2017.
Oh, there is a new edition. Dang it.
Yep.
All right, so you lost 7. You're
7.
down to 15. Okay, Tyson, and then I'll give a score update after you go. Star Wars Imperial Assault.
Oh, God.
I've got
That's a good one.
I've got my
is a good-
perfect bid sound effect ready.
I'm going to say it's 2013.
So close, 2014.
Oh, nice.
Down to 24.
Good
All right.
guess. Good guess.
So Tyson and Kevin have both lost 1 year. Mark lost 6, and Ben has lost 10. All right, let's go another round. Mark, A Feast for Odin.
I'm equally confident in this one as I am in my other answers. If I'm
I
being
like
honest
it.
here.
I like it.
I will say 2016.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. Nice.
That's almost as
Well
long
done.
as it's been on Tyler's shelf.
No, it's only been on there. It's off my
No,
shelf
you-
of shame.
You played
is.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I mean,
No, you.
it's never
The
actually
digital
physically been
version
removed.
has been played, not the physical.
I don't know where the rules are. I lost them. This was the $30 copy of
Yeah.
Feast for Odin. I
Yeah,
got.
the one that.
Did you get that, Kevin?
Oh my gosh! Stop.
All right, Kevin.
You could have sent me a text or something.
I was getting on a plane. Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated.
Whose turn is it?
Oh, it's
Kevin's.
not your. I thought it was Ben's turn.
All right, so this came out.
That's too easy.
Well, I don't know the year for sure.
I mean, at most, you're losing a year or two.
Yeah, it's been.
So
it's
say
re- it's-
2001.
It's recent,
Yeah, 2001 is a good answer.
so I'm going to say 2020.
2019.
I was going to say
Would've got that one
2019.
too.
Dang it!
All right. You ready, Ben?
Sure.
Viticulture Essential Edition. Good,
I love the game.
yeah.
I have the game.
Yep.
I knew both of Kevin's last two. Okay, Viticulture Essential Edition. That sounds definitely like it needed to be like a 2017 game.
Very close. 2015. So you lose 2 years down to 13. All right. Tyson. Agricola Revised Edition.
The revised edition. Oh my gosh!
Hey, this was all random.
I would know the original edition.
Yeah, this is great.
Revised edition. I like it. It's a good one for you, Tyson.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's great.
You got this.
Clank Acquisitions Incorporated
I know.
versus Agricola Revised Edition.
This is rigged, right?
Yeah.
I'll give Kevin a harder one next time.
No, it's random. Come on.
Yes.
I gotta go 2013.
2016.
Oh,
That's close.
3 years.
No, it's not.
Well,
All right, how many more rounds of this do you guys want to play?
We're getting there.
let's go around at least one
Two more time?
2 more?
1 or 2?
2 or 3.
Let's do 2.
Okay.
All right.
I will consider it a
yes,
massive
doctor.
moral victory if I do not go plummeting to my death. So 2 rounds would make me feel very happy.
I kind of hope somebody does so we get to
that
hear
said,
the music.
We may not have to wait too long. Here we go.
All right.
Okay, Mark. Pandemic Legacy Season 2.
Season 2.
I'm feeling confident you're going to get this right on the head.
That makes one of us.
You got your last one right on the head.
Yeah, but I studied for 6 months to get that. I'm going to say, I'll go 2011.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 2017.
Yeah.
All All right.
Now you're tied with
Plummeting
me,
noise.
but
Cue the plummeting noise.
What's Mark at?
he's at 13.
He's
now.
at 13. All right.
Stay tuned. One more round, people.
All right, Kevin. Through the ages, a story of civilization.
Oh,
That sucks for you.
I'm going to say, man, I don't know much about this one.
You've played it.
I bet Dan will get this
played is a loose term. I clicked buttons. I tried to read the rules. It didn't work out well. 2013?
Ooh, 2006.
I would have said 7. 2007.
It's been out that long?
It's been out that long.
Because there's a new
I had
edition.
no clue.
All right, Ben.
Dang it.
Gloomhaven.
Lost this round.
Gloomhaven, huh? This one should be easy. So I graduated school in 2011. 2014.
2017. -3. Tyson. Le Havre.
You're giving me all the uves.
That was the next one.
it's Uwe.
That's the next one. It came out after the year 2000.
Thank you.
Why couldn't I get this one? Dang it.
2010.
2008. Good guess. Nice. All right, we're going to do one more round.
Where do we
I'm
stand?
hoping for a
Oh,
comeback
okay.
here.
Here we
I've got
go.
my parachute
So,
on. Does that answer your question?
Tyson
Commanding lead, I
is
think.
only moved 6. Mark has moved 12. Kevin has moved 9. And Ben has moved 15.
Woo!
All right, somebody needs to go off the cliff.
It's probably me.
Okay. Mark. Dominion Intrigue.
Oh, why? Why couldn't I have this one?
Kevin's bread and butter.
He could have named everything about this one.
All right. Well, then, I will say 2006.
Close. 2009. All right.
First expansion.
That's what I was going to say. This
To
one was
Dominion.
its
Yep.
first one, right?
Yep.
I'm going to change the scoring up, and I'll let you guys know how that's going to result here in a second. Okay.
I hope it gives me an edge.
All right. Kevin.
Okay.
The Crew, The Quest for Planet 9.
So that one came out 2019. Hey, all right.
Perfect.
Nice.
Nice.
I knew it was right before the pandemic, and that's
All right.
Yep.
Ben. Dune Imperium, baby.
Oh,
That one just came out recently.
Indeed. Ish.
Okay, so I played it.
no hints. Oh man.
I was just
I'm going 2021.
very close. 2020. I don't get to
I
play
never got
the
a bell.
sound for you.
Nice.
But you got,
Well done. Well
All
done.
right.
Well done.
I can't lose 3 is what I.
Oh, Tyson. Twilight Struggle.
This is a struggle.
Oh, Twilight Struggle.
It
Twilight
came out
Struggle.
after 2000.
Wait, that's
Yes,
the
it
game I
did.
was thinking of. What game did I have before?
Twilight.
What? So
No,
how
Twilight
close are we?
Imperium.
You had Twilight Imperium.
Twilight Struggle is the 2-player Cold War game.
I was
Beautiful.
thinking Twilight Imperium that whole time.
Beautiful.
Oh, there's
art.
a new version, a short version that just barely came out of this one
Nice.
that I'm
Yeah.
super interested in. Anyway, go.
I hope it's
Feel free to
as good as
flame
1960.
out horribly on
I
this
think
one.
I think I'm getting more than 3 years on this one because I don't have a good grasp on when this one came out, but it came out. It was fairly popular. Let's say,
It's currently ranked number 14th.
yeah, let's say 2013.
Oh, Tyson.
Yes.
I'm
Is
sorry.
it 6?
2005.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that is -8, taking you down to 11 points.
I double guess, like I second guessed myself because I was like, I don't think it was. Maybe it's a lot later than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's tough. That's
Here's
tough.
the final tally.
We're playing golf on this one.
Uh,
Lowest score gets the points.
that is correct. Tyson finished with 14.
Blah.
Mark finished with 15. Kevin finished with 9. And Ben finished with 16.
Oh.
I was going to change the scoring so that whoever got the best got 4 points, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1 to get some people on the board. How do you guys feel about that?
Sure.
All right.
Do it.
I don't like that.
I'll take
bit.
one.
I don't think it makes a difference.
Kevin has 7 points. Tyson has 4. Mark has 2. and Ben has 1. You guys are on the board.
I'm on the board.
Nice.
On the board.
All right, with 1 game to go.
All right, this is where I come alive.
This one, you're all going to compete at the same time.
Oh, boy.
There are 8 games, 8 points available. I'm going to give you a game. You're going to write down what you think the complexity is of that game on a 1 to 5 or 0 to 5 scale, as according to BGG. Okay?
So there'll be fractions of points
decimal
here.
scale.
Fractions of
Decimals
points. So, and these are all games that you guys have played. I double checked and made sure. Okay? Res Arcana, 0 to 5. Write down what you think, and we'll go around. You'll give each of your scores, and then I'll tell the actual complexity of the game. Everybody ready?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, Tyson.
I put 2.6.
I put 2.6.
2.37.
2.37. Kevin? Ben?
2.87.
Okay, one of you is over. Ben?
Dang it.
The actual complexity is 2.62.
Oh,
So I'm awarding points to both Mark and Tyson.
dang. Well done.
And that's
Both of you.
That is
Kevin.
you almost got the perfect bid sound effect.
Just a dream,
Yeah.
dream
All
to
right.
hear that
Well
sound.
done.
Shadows over Camelot. All right.
Ready?
Ben, what do you got?
3.0.
3.1.
2.4.
2.32.
And the winner is Mark. The complexity is 2.57. Really?
Oh,
Closest without
I
going
was hoping
over.
they would overbid it.
So just
With
I
a
find that
late
game
surge.
You came in.
In Fuego.
All right. Spicy.
Ooh.
Card game. Spicy. The Golden Tigers. We're bluffing. All right. Mark, go ahead.
I'm going 1.87.
Kevin.
1.6.
Am I allowed to be below 1? I have 0.87.
I went too high, 2.2.
Ben wins the point. It was 1.4.
Oh,
I finally got
my
one.
gosh.
All right.
Dang.
Okay. Oh, Coloma. You guys ready?
No.
No peeking, by the way.
Not confident in this one.
No cheating at Price is Right. Okay. Tyson, go first.
3.8.
3.82.
Ooh.
3.34.
Oh, boy. 3.15.
You guys, nobody gets the point. 2.96 for Coloma.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Yeah.
It's in the 2s. Surprising.
I kind of didn't like that game as it was, and now that it makes me feel like an idiot, it's more complex.
That game was hard.
All right. Okay. This one, Tyson treated us to. Deadwood, 1876.
It was like forever ago. I played that one.
Remind me that one. Is that the
Deadwood?
cards?
You have rolls, and
It is 3 separate locations.
we stood around the
wooden
table while
discs.
we played.
You're going
and
to, you have the stars.
Did I have a secret card?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the publisher on this, Tyson?
Facade Games.
Everybody ready?
I remember 0 of this. This was going to be good.
I remember it not ending. Didn't it take forever?
It may have.
Okay. All right.
All right, Kevin, go first.
1.43.
Ben?
That's too high.
I wrote
Maybe.
1.34.
I don't know.
I put 2.3.
1.5.
Mark, 1.86 is the winner.
Oh, nice, Mark.
Mark's all over this one.
Mark's
think
going to
I've
be
ever
in the
played that game, by the
Showcase
way.
Showdown. All right, so we've got, let's see, 3 more to go, and the scores are Tyson and Mark are tied at 5 for second place. Ben's got 2 points, and Kevin has 7.
Bum, bum, bum.
Whoa.
Hey.
For my
All right,
sport.
here we
Gotta start
go.
getting something right here.
Yes. I got to get 2. Because
This is a group favorite, Skull. Closest without going over.
I don't like my answers.
Second guessing yourself?
Every time. I've done it twice.
All right, Mark, you got the winning hand lately. Let's go for you first.
I'm going 1.0.
I'm going 1.1.
I'm going 0.87. I was lucky with that number last
I
time.
just got screwed over on all of those. I'm 0.8.
The point goes to Kevin, 1.12.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
All right.
All right, 2 to go, and it's going to determine potentially we might have to have a playoff.
Yeah.
Playoffs. All right, Viticulture Essential Edition. All right, Kevin, go ahead.
3.49.
2.91.
2.8.
3.25.
Ben, you were so close, but you went over.
Oh.
It is 2.89, and the point goes to Tyson.
Whoa, man.
I remembered Coloma was vastly lower than we all expected, and so I went
should've-
low on.
We're gonna
that's not
for our final game. We're gonna stick with the same publisher. It is Scythe. Tyson,
3.3.
Mark,
3.15.
3.18.
3.07.
all great guesses. The point goes to Tyson. It was 3.44. All right, so Tyson and Kevin advance to the Showcase Showdown.
All right.
All right, so
Bring it. All right.
how this is going to work. I'm going to give you each 5 games. So we'll do showcase number 1. Kevin scored the most points. He can decide to keep it or pass it.
Powerful.
Whoever gets closest without going over is the winner of their showcase. What
And
you're
we get a washer and dryer.
Kevin.
Micro,
you
macro.
still don't-
micro macro.
Quiz
Yes.
an artist, I said.
Do you need a washer and dryer? I know.
Vitamix.
Is that why
I know
you
where to
watch-
get some.
Is that
I
why
want some
you smell?
appliances.
Do you need to
Any
come
appliance.
over and use my washer and dryer?
Air fryer. Who has an air fryer?
I've got an air fryer, but you can't have it.
Okay. All right, micro, macro machine. That's fine.
Micro macro.
Yeah, that
Crime
works.
City.
Crime City.
It's a wonderful game.
Yeah, I've heard it's a fun activity.
Okay, here we go. All right, showcase number 1. And I didn't explain what you're doing.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Okay, I'm going to give
The
you.
price of all
I'm going to
these.
give you 5 games.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give you 5 games. You're going to tell me the total MSRP of those
MSRP.
5 games.
Okay.
Closest without going over. Okay. Current valuation's a little too.
Nebulous. You just don't know.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Kemet 2012. I can provide a description of the game if you would like, but
That's fine.
Kemet 2012 is game number 1. Seven Wonders Duel, game number 2. Nemesis, game number 3. Game number 4 is Mechs versus Minions, 2016. And Too Many Bones, Undertow, 2018 is game number 5.
And with
Undertow,
Nemesis, there's no this is base pet
Just
pledge.
the base, yep. No, just the base game MSRP as
Retail
listed,
value. Okay.
where I could find it.
Are they still selling Mechs versus Minions?
I don't know, but it had an MSRP at one point.
It did. Yes, it
So
did.
your choice is to pass on showcase number 1 and go for showcase number 2 and let Tyson bid on showcase number 1, or
And this is not going over, correct?
yep, closest without going over.
Okay, so I have an idea on 4 of the 5. I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Would you like to enter your bid now?
No, I'd like to wait
Okay.
and see if I made a horrible mistake.
Okay. You're passing up your option to pass, though.
Correct.
All right. Showcase number 2, Tyson, Tyrants of the Underdark. I see you using your phone
That's a calculator because I can't math.
as a calculator.
Would you like to see my calculator?
Nope, I'm good. The Isle of Cats, 2019.
like that game.
Hold on a second. Tyrants of the Underdark, 2016 version.
Is there a different one?
It has been reprinted and
okay.
changed. Isle of Cats, 2019. Arkham Horror, the card game, 2016. A Feast for Odin, 2016. And Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, one of your favorite
You did
games,
this on purpose.
2019. I did not. This was all randomized.
All right.
Run those down again.
Tyrants of the Underdark,
Tyrants of the Underdark.
2016. Isle of Cats, 2019. Arkham Horror, the card game, 2016. A Feast for Odin, 2016. And Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, 2019.
I've made a horrible mistake.
I actually like your showcase better.
Well, you do. Okay, so maybe I didn't make a mistake.
Okay, Kevin, go first. What is your
Total value of all the games. So I know Mechs versus Minions came out, and it was like an amazing production, and they sold it for not a whole lot of money, right?
This is
So
correct.
I want to say they sold it for like $80, and it was like worth way more than that. Too Many Bones, Chip Theory, they charge an arm and a leg for all of those games. That's pretty expensive. Nemesis is pretty expensive. Kemet has a wild card. I didn't quite know where to put that one at. I think total value is $440.
So close, Kevin.
Oh,
Or your total was $424.
No.
Oh.
You're over.
The price is wrong.
Okay,
Darn it.
Tyson. All right, what's your bid?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm under based off of that on everything.
All right, you had Tyrants of the Underdark, Isle of Cats, Arkham Horror, Feast for Odin, Tainted Grail.
I said my showcase total value would be $325.
You are most certainly under value by $84. It was $409.
well done.
409 even. Any
Tyson.
change?
There was some change, but I'm not doing the math. Yay!
Clearly, your board game knowledge is superior.
Yep, indeed.
my
That's
Well done. Well done.
or just play the safe route.
If we happen to know the change, I'm only off by $9 on his showcase.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Well done.
Consolation prize.
Thank you,
Over
thank you,
there.
thank you.
409.89.
Okay, let me redo my math here.
So that concludes our first ever Price is Right game. Hopefully this was a fun experience for you listening to us play Price is Right. We wanted to try something new.
It was fun for us.
It was very
This was
fun.
great, yeah.
Thank you for inviting
Next
me.
time somebody else can host so I can play, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's do it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All
Switch
right.
it up.
I'll host next time as the reigning champ, and then
It's just
I never have
throwing
to.
shade at Kevin.
Reigning champ. You
going out
have
while
to
he's on
play to
top.
lose your title.
That's
Hey.
why I don't want to play.
Right.
And
you're afraid.
whoever wins, you can pass Micro Macro to.
Yeah, that's
There
the
you go.
trophy. I agree.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we're excited about. Kevin, you got some notes here, I see.
Yeah. So I've had a few Kickstarter deliveries recently. I talked about Astro Knights, and then I also got the 51st State Kickstarter was fulfilled, the Ultimate Edition. So we were talking about multi-use cards earlier. I forget what game. What was that? The multi-use card?
Lacrimosa.
Yeah, Lacrimosa. So 51st State does this as well.
I keep hearing 51st dates.
Oh, 51st Dates? That's a different, maybe that's an expansion. I don't know.
Adam
Adam
Sandler's in
Sandler
it.
and Drew Barrymore.
This is 51st
I want to go to
State.
Hawaii.
It's
Yeah?
a really fun game, guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's my Drew Barrymore impersonation. You can cut that out.
I think we should keep it because it was amazing. Back to 51st State. So this one, it's set in a post-apocalyptic world in the U.S. You're rivaling factions that are trying to set up the 51st State, right? You're trying to gain control. That's the theme around the game. Where the multi-use cards come in is when you have a hand of cards, you can do one of three things with those cards. You can play it in front of you by paying the distance cost. You can make a deal with this location and you get ongoing production for the rest of the game, or you can raise the location. You just burn it down and you get the spoils of that location. So that's kind of the twist in the game. That's what you're doing. And it's an engine builder, right? So I've played about a third of a solo game of this, so I have a feel of how the game works, and it looks awesome. I'm excited to explore it some more.
Nice.
It's,
That's Portal Games, right?
It's a Portal Games game. Yep, absolutely. So I've got, like I said, the Ultimate Edition. It's got cool bits and expansions and all kinds of stuff to explore. So
Awesome.
that is 51st State.
So one of the things that I was excited about, just been getting Nemesis Lockdown to the table. The other night I was like, wow, are they ever going to do another one? Lo and behold, they announced Nemesis Retaliation. It's going to be a little bit different, but it'll be the third and final game in the series. Awaken Realms also announced Stalker the board game, Dragon Eclipse, and then some really cool dice that are based off of some of their games. Like, I don't know, there's the dragon one, and then there's like a cat one.
So I was looking at these. So like people are so concerned about dice and the weight of the dice and how they roll. And I didn't look too close into these, but
They look cool.
like,
though.
are these going to be viable dice that like
don't know.
people that play D&D are going to be like, I'm going to get out my my
somebody
dice
out there is going to sit there and roll it like 10,000 times to make sure that it's right.
Or maybe it's one of those that you just put on the shelf and they're like, this is awesome. And use it as a collector's item,
Yeah.
which is just as viable, right?
Speaking of dice, have you ever got your dice,
Absolutely not.
the ball ones,
Orbital dice?
orbital? No, that's
They do email every now and then to tell
yeah,
us why
to
they
tell us that
haven't
they're never going to
progressed.
give us the Okay. Anyway, Nemesis Retaliation. It's not crowdfunding until the end of the year, so we're looking at probably 2 years from now before we actually
Don't
may
you
have a
love
chance
those
to play it.
announcements of games before the announcement of the actual game production, so that you can actually get the announcements of the
It's not as good as like Stonemeyer saying, "Hey, I've got expeditions, and here you go."
shipping in 3 months.
Yeah, no, I definitely prefer that, but I'm still excited about the news, and I've got plenty of content still from the first Nemesis to play through, so I'm good, but I'm excited. So, yeah. Nemesis Retaliation.
It's awesome.
No, I feel that as well, but I do like Kickstarter nonetheless, even though like it is basically you're announcing a game and waiting for it. So the one game that I'm not sure if I'm excited about, but I have started playing on BGA Architects of the West Kingdom, which is a Shem Phillips game. And I'm enjoying it. It's the first one I've played. I know that Tyler is not a huge fan.
I've only played
of the
Raiders
of the North Sea, which is the only one you've played. Architects I'm enjoying.
Architects is fun.
And it's the only exposure that I've had to it so far. But like looking at that, I know that Shem Phillips has another game on Kickstarter right now. And by the time this podcast releases, you probably have a couple of days for it. But it's Scholars of the South Tigris. This is a game, like I said, designed by Shem Phillips, but it's also published as usual by Garfield Games. This one is more or less the same type of things. The art looks exactly the same as everything else. This one's in a yellow box as opposed to the other colors that we see. But basically, so this one, the aim of Scholars of the South Tigris is to be the player with the most victory points. Oh, hey, that's every other game too. At game's end, points are gained by translating scrolls, increasing knowledge in various areas of science and mathematics, influencing the 3 guilds, and by retiring translators after their years of faithful service. This is the theme on like Architects of the West Kingdom. I don't really feel it in playing it. So like the theme in Scholars is not really driving me, but the mechanisms in what I'm playing with Architects of the West Kingdom have been very interesting to me. I like them. So I'd be curious to see more of this. I'm going to follow this loosely.
You're not going to back though?
I don't know that I if I'm going to get a Shem Phillips game, it's probably going to be Architects first, but I don't know. There's a lot of good positive reviews on this one, and I just figured I'd mention it since it was on Kickstarter.
So I have the 3 in the Architect series if you need to borrow them.
Oh, see?
Because there's 3 separate games, but you can combine them all into one massive game. Oh. I believe.
Very cool.
It's fun when your
very
Kickstarters finally
Century
start
Spice
to
Road
come,
like.
right? I have one that I got a shipping notification, and I think it's in my mailbox, but the mail delivery key person, the key they gave me doesn't open it. So it's either that or it's my Sanderson box. I don't know which thing it really is that's in there, but one of the 2 things is stuck.
So close.
We all know I buy games impulsively based on the art, so this one looked pretty.
It's probably a federal crime to tamper with the post office box, right?
Probably.
Yeah,
but they
you don't
also
want- you don't
closed
want to
the
do that.
actual post office, so I don't know how to resolve this issue, but hopefully I will.
But this is a pretty game.
It's a pretty game, and something that you guys maybe don't know about me is one of my favorite things is to eat dumplings, like Asian dumplings.
I wanted to play.
So there's a game called Steamed Up, and it's shipped,
Yep.
and I've been waiting for forever, and
And they're
it's
like little
possibly
plushies, right? Like the dumplings in the
I think
game
so.
are like
and
little
then you have
plushies.
like your steaming trays that stack up in the
cool.
board.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that if I can ever get it.
I'm also excited for something that's coming. Final Girl season 1 and 2.
I was going to ask you.
Shelley's Pledge. I got the shipping notice, really just created a label. It said Saturday. Once they finally shipped it, it updated and now says Monday.
Ooh.
So I'm excited to get that. I haven't played season 1 at all, but my wife and son have, and borrowed it from Tyson and got a chance to play it. So they're super excited. I'm excited to get to play.
I'm excited to see their thoughts and your thoughts finally on that. I want to know what the new little gimmicks are with the season 2 girls and villains, because that game is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm excited. So that's from Van Ryder Games.
So this one, I don't think I'm excited for it, but I think it's worth mentioning, right? So Simon, or Come On, or however you pronounce their name nowadays, announced yet another Kickstarter for Zombicide.
Oh.
So Zombicide White Death is what they announced today. I don't know much about it other than it's Zombicide, and they had a little teaser about it. It's just crazy to me that there are so many versions of this game out there, and they make so much money on these Kickstarters. So I'm wondering if I'm missing something here. I've never played it. Tyler, you've played Zombicide. It's not your favorite.
It's not my favorite, but my family loves it.
Yes. So I'm always tempted when these come out, like when the Wild West one or whatever came out last time, or kickstarted last time. I was really close to backing it. I'll look at this one and kind of see what it does and make my decision, but. Yeah. So another Zombicide.
So really, at this point, then just choose what your favorite color is, and then get the one that corresponds with that. Green
Black
Horde,
Plague,
Black
Green
Plague,
Horde.
White
Yeah.
Death.
Yeah.
So is it going like a Frosthaven theme? Like, I don't.
More to come on this one. I mean, they're going to be promoting the heck out of this until the Kickstarter comes out, I'm sure. So
Yeah.
So there you go. Zombicide White Death.
Nice. Anything else we're excited about?
Let's wrap it up.
I'd like to thank both Ben and Mark for being on this episode.
Just to make you look better. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
What was your favorite game that you guys played? Was it of the 4 games that?
I liked the Guess the Fake.
That was fun, right?
That was a good one.
I wanted to create some more rounds of that. I just didn't have time.
Honestly,
so.
the whole time I was thinking, is this Chat GPT simulated? Because this seems legit in every even the fake.
I came up with some names, and then I used Chat GPT to help me with some of the descriptions.
There you go.
For them. So
Nice.
yes,
Well done.
Shout out for Chat GPT.
Nice. Yeah, that one was that's probably my favorite as well. That was good.
It was my
liked it.
favorite creating.
I liked that
The
one
other
a lot.
ones were
I liked the
just
weight one
randomizing
too.
stuff.
Like just like the quickness of that one, and just kind of I liked the weight and complexity of the game and guessing that. I thought that was a fun one, and it felt very Price is Right-esque.
Yeah, it's good.
Nice.
And,
All right.
and we'll also, please help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered today.
Yes, thank you. A very important message.
And
Yes,
a great
absolutely.
way to end the show.
All right. That wraps up this episode.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Longest Turn Board Gaming Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you want more Longest Turn in your life, please check us out on Instagram. Also, be sure to check us out on Board Game Geek, where you can join our guild, Guild 3947, and check out our blog, where we post all our show notes and occasionally post more detailed reviews. If that's not enough for you, we have a Discord server. If you want to play a game with us on Board Game Arena, join our Board Game Arena group, The Longest Turn. Until next time, thanks for listening.
Told Saints.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Welcome.
That was the same one.
Well, I'm trying to get
Adjust it all.
trying to get up just close enough, but not too close. So how's everybody been?
Outtake.
Okay.
I'm just laughing because if you go around the room, everyone's been miserable.
We've all had a week.
Today sucked.
Tuesday night. Whoa.
Not nearly as complex as lip. What is the song? Mark knows it better.
I don't know, but I'll add it in.
Nailed it.
Yeah, do it, Mark.
Oh yeah, that's it.
No.
Hold on.
I hit the button. It did not do the correct one.
Tyson, say something funny. Go.
Isn't that Tyler's job?
No, it's not.
Let's make a deal.
It's the Price is Right, Happy.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It happens.